Good morning. We're checking bins today, and this bin is way too dry. So what I'm gonna do is take the fan off of this bin, switch it over to that bin. I've only got the electricity to run 3 fans at once, so I ran an extension cord from the shop to run the bin fan on that bin. That one's running itself. We're gonna switch to this one. So these 2 middle bins are 7,500 bushel apiece. I'm gonna put beans in both of them and corn in that one and that one. We filled that one yesterday with corn in a day, so we're gonna switch to this one today and finish shelling the corn up the road, hopefully. So as you can see, we only use the highest tech bin latches for the vents and lids up here. It's pretty much just electric fence wire everywhere, all conglomerated up, but it does the job. So we actually ran that bin over a little bit, as you can see by the corn on that side. It is what it is. Get it cleaned up. But now we're gonna jump over to that bin, take the lid off, get the auger set over there, and start heading to the field. Got the cover back on, fan on the new bin. Everything runs, so that's a plus. We can shut the breaker box. And last but not least, got the door in the bin. She's empty, so lids are open. We're ready to move the auger and get started shelling some corn. What we can't tear up. See if we get this thing set up and hopefully get the semi in the field and finish that cornfield. I don't think there's much more than a semi load left in that side, and I'll have to switch to the side up by the highway. Get moved over there, but not too bad. I'm pretty close to the farm, so not bad. Well, while I was setting the auger for the grain bins and recording climbing down a ladder one-handed, cover crop seeds here. So it's mostly just rye, but I do have some other stuff mixed in, but you can see it there. So whenever I get a chance, or whenever somebody gets a chance, they can start seeding cover crop for me, so that'll be handy. This stuff pretty much just looks like wheat, but with just some rye. Give us something to keep the hillsides held and wash out ditches from starting, and bust up the hard pan a little bit if it gets a good root down. And instead of using iron to bust up compaction, we're building organic matter and busting it up using plants instead of burning fuel. So that's a win in my book. So since I forgot to charge my phone last night, I'm gonna put you guys on the charger. I'm gonna drive the semi to the field, walk my happy butt back, and when I get back, I'll pick you guys back up and we'll go for a combine ride. Hopefully get started shelling some corn. So that's my game plan. Well, combine's greased and got a full tank of fuel, so off to the field we go. See if we can't knock out the rest of the corn down here by the farm today. Should fill the majority of that bin if we're lucky. All right, day 2, here we go. Off to the races. Hopefully everything's pretty smooth today. Don't have much at all left on this side of the ditch here, so hopefully this little bit here and the patch across the driveway straight behind me should all fit on the semi. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. It's actually a good problem, but should fit on the semi, and then we'll hop over there, and there's 11 acres, and that'll wrap up down here by the farm. And then I might run back to Huntingburg to look at another piece of equipment. I don't know yet. We'll see. But there's something I've been wanting for a while, and they've got exactly what it is. So hopefully we can make a deal, but we'll see. Well, it may be running off the back of the combine. I don't know. It hadn't hit the cab yet, but got the rest of the field fit in one hopper. Granted, there wasn't much here at all, but run and dump this on the truck and hopefully not hit any ditches on the way, because I know I'll throw it over the cab. And then we'll hop across the driveway over there, shell off that little 3-acre corner, and we'll head over there. We're dumping. This corn across the driveway here ought to be pretty good corn. It's looked like pretty good corn all year, but I'll find out in about 2 minutes. Shelling corn is probably one of my favorite jobs on the farm to do. It probably is my favorite job on the farm to do. I like to cut beans, but there's something about shelling good corn that just watching it roll in the tank, and especially when you got help and you got a guy carting and a guy driving the truck and you're just moving and you're moving a lot of bushels in a hurry. Something about that's just fun, but definitely better corn than we thought it was going to be. Still not a bumper crop by any means, but like I said, a lot of this corn just kind of burn up in July, and the beans got rain in August. The corn was pretty much done for in August, so the rain didn't really save much there, but it definitely saved the beans. So pretty good bean crop, pretty mediocre to average corn crop, but it is what it is. So we'll take what we can get, we'll take the prices we can get, and we'll roll on and pay the bills and keep farming on next year. So there's going to be more than enough to pay the bills this year, so as long as I got that going for me, I'm pretty happy. I started to get the triangle opened up over there, got it most of the way opened up. I already got a full hopper, so some of it's making 200 bushel corn and some of it's making 100 bushel corn. Just depends where you're at. The low side of it's really, really good. It was almost 300 bushel at the bottom, but 100 bushel at the top really brings your average down. So we'll see what it makes. It's better corn than this was over here, that's for sure. But that lays really low and had plenty of moisture when everything else was burning up. So this combine does dump pretty quick. Kind of nice. I am running wide open dumping though. That helps. Now that's more like it. 300 bushel corn. It's gonna drop and it's gonna drop fast, but I'll take that. I got the crappy upper end of that field shelled, and it's making like 280 to 300 bushel corn here down at the bottom. I made 2 rounds, and they're short rounds, and I'm completely full again. It's like unbelievably good corn, which the fertilizer truck would have overlapped, so it's probably got a lot more fertilizer on it, and it's low ground where it had lots of moisture, but it's just phenomenal corn. Dumping the first load. You can tell this fan's got some power to it, because all the red wings and any corn that's a little bit cracked, it just blows out the top. It's kind of nice because it keeps the bin pretty clean. It's like a cleaning fan on the combine almost. But sucking the truck down pretty quick. Doesn't take long with a 10-inch auger wound up. Alright, we're jumping over here. Had a minor issue. The combine did not want to go in road gear and it got stuck in first. The linkage came apart down at the bottom, but got walked through how to fix that. So that's done. Now we're gonna nose into this cornfield and see what it makes. I doubt this is gonna be phenomenal corn. It's kind of looked crappy all year and it burned up in July like the rest of it. So we'll see what it makes, but I'm not expecting much. So this part kind of sucks. Got to dump on the truck on this side of the highway and cross it right now, because there's not really a good way to get the truck in and out of that field over there. So kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I hate opening the fields up. In beans I don't mind it, but in corn it's a pain in the butt, because about the time you start to get something done, you start going full. So I guess that's a good problem to have, but you get in the corners and you're knocking over corn and you're trying not to knock over any more than you have to get turned around and head back the other way, but you never do just get it all. So pretty good corn though, rolling in pretty good right now. So hopefully we'll get these end rows done and make it back to the truck. It's rolling in pretty good, making about 230. I know the other end of the field's not going to be quite this good, but I didn't expect this end of the field to be quite this good. So not bad corn. If this makes 180, I'll be tickled to death. So for the year we're having, not too bad. Rolling right in. This head's bringing in more trash than I'd like it to. I've got it sped up, but I'm also running my deck plates almost all the way shut, so that's a lot of it as well. But we're getting very little head shell, and the cleaning fan and the sieves are doing their job and keeping it out of the tank. So it is more trash than I'd like to see come in, but it's not doing a bad job. Well, shoot. Everything's full again. Really full. So, I guess we'll go dump them. Rolling in. 238 bushel corn. I can handle that. Been playing with the deck plates quite a bit, which I don't do while I'm recording, but started getting a lot more trash out. Basically, it just opens and shuts, opens and closes a kind of like that, right in between the rows, and keeps the corn coming in, the ears of corn coming in, and keeps most of the leaves out, or theoretically it does, but that seems to help a little bit, but kind of hit and miss. Well, we are full, but thankfully, help has arrived. Let her rip. Have to go nice and slow to dump on the go, because if I don't, we won't be empty by the end of the pass anyhow, so it won't matter. We'll just take it easy on this pass. 4.5 mile an hour instead of 5.5. We'll get her done. We've just about got this field whipped. He's dumping the cart right now. I'm about full again. So that cart's a little bit too small to keep up with this combine and good corn. Corn's making about 200 right in through here, so pretty good. Could definitely use a bigger cart. It's on the wish list, but got several things we need first. A cart doesn't really make you money. It's convenient, but it doesn't really make any money for you. So doing pretty good, about 220 right now. Field average is running about 160. I got in some really crappy 100 bushel corn over there on the other end. It was the first year we farmed it, and I don't know what all happened. I'm pretty sure that the co-op didn't end up spreading fertilizer on it, I told him to, but I don't think that information got relayed to the guy running the spreader truck. So it was pretty piss poor corn. Of course, it was right by the highway, but it was only about 5 acres, but it brought the average of this little 15-acre field way down. But it is what it is. I mean, the rest of it's making pretty good corn, so it sucks, but we'll live with it. Well, the cart man bailed on me because he's now the truck man, so that's all right. At least the cart's here and it's empty. I got something to dump on. If I was by myself, everything's just full all the time. Pretty clean though. A few more rounds and we'll have the first 50 acres of corn done. I think it's going to average right around 175, which isn't bad. I'll take the good with the bad. There's just a lot of hills and clay points that burn up. For example, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but there's a line in between all these rows. That's the knife mark. It's right at the tip of the snout right there. But that's the knife mark from when I side dressed 28 way back in late May, early June, and it never rained enough to even close that crack up. So we were pretty dry all year. So really for the corn to make what it's making, especially this early corn that didn't get that August rain when it needed it, it really needed a July rain, not an August rain, but I think some of the later corn's going to do phenomenal. But some of the early stuff around here, not so much at all. So we're just a few rows away from being finished, and we'll take what we get off of it, I guess. Well, there it is, the final 6. Gonna end up with just about a full hopper on here, and cart's full too. So for shucking 6.5 mile an hour, 6.5 mile an hour, this combine flat out eats corn. So we're running in 190 bushel corn, 6 mile an hour. I mean, really, like I said, an 8-row head would be ideal on this combine over a 6. I wouldn't have to drive as fast to keep it full. But as long as I'm driving fast, this thing doesn't really throw corn out the back. But it's when I slow down and I'm opening up the end rows and stuff like that, it really starts flinging it out the back if I'm not keeping it full. So that's all right. I like to drive fast. There's just places in the field you don't, ditches and washouts, stuff like that. But you know, for the cost of me trading to an 8-row, then I'd have to go to a 16-row head and all that fun stuff. Just wouldn't quite be worth it. So that said, there's 3 cornfields done, 50 acres here altogether, just about. And that's a full hopper and a beautiful, beautiful clean sample. So I would say we're gonna dump this as soon as the semi gets back. We'll dump the cart, dump the combine, and get it in the grain bin. And that'll be a wrap for tonight. Tomorrow I'm gonna try and catch up on paying bills, doing service work on everything. The combine needs to be gone over and gone over good. I've put several hours on it. There's some things I want to check. Other than that, I might go look at a new toy tomorrow. Possibly getting something new for the farm. There's a couple things I'd like to get before next spring, but there's one thing I'd like to get that I'll use yet this fall. So might get that, might not. Depends what the salesman wants to make me a deal on. But hope you guys are enjoying these videos. I'm trying to get one a day out, but it's not quite working out that way. I just get busy and don't get time to do it every day. But hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Don't forget to like the videos, subscribe if you do like what you're seeing, and feel free to comment your concerns, remarks, and harsh criticisms. But thank you guys for watching, and until next time, we'll keep shelling corn. Semi's back, truck's back, cart's dumping, I'm dumping. We're going home early tonight.